Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hold on. There it is. Oh my gosh. I started talking. I hit the button. The button didn't come up. Oh my gosh. It's all over already. Goodbye. Thanks for being here. How we doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, it's a Monday. Happy Monday to you out there. I hope you're doing well. I am Pete.Palma. I am your user-friendly host. This, of course, is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life, and then, most importantly, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing out there today to create your own flow of quo? Let me know in the comments below, because as you know, we say here, if you're not creating your own flow of quo, then you're living someone else's flow, and that is a definite no-no right here on Operation Status Quo. Boo! I'm feeling good already. What should I start with? You want to hear the horn? You want to let's do that. Let's do a little bit. You know how it is? We gotta just whoa. Hold on. We just gotta calm it down. Hold on. We're just cleaning it. Remember, these are channeled messages. Everything's channeled, so we have to cleanse the space. Woo, so the universe can speak clearly through me as I bring you more important messages, as we always do. Oh, shababa, shababa, shababa. It's all about the shababa. Maybe I should have called the show Shababa today, ladies and gentlemen. So how you feeling out there? Did I ask you that already? Does it matter? Can I not ask you again? First of all, today is, before I get into anything, I want to wish a happy St. Patrick's Day for people out there who are into the whole St. Patrick's Day thing. Today is St. Patrick's Day. You know, it's funny about this day, March 17th, though, because it was actually a lot of things happened on March 17th. I started, anyway, I'm not going to do it, but I started a job. It's when I first got my cat. It was March 17th. There's like a multitude of things that actually happened on March 17th. And here we are, March 17th, and we're together here on Operation Status Quo. And by the way, March 19th, ladies and gentlemen, 2 days from today, will be, I guess it'll be 3 years, 2 years, 2 years. Yeah, 2 years since I started doing Operation Status Quo the way I was. I think it's 2. It's not 3, right? It was definitely, was it? I forget now. I have to go. Hold on. I'm going to do this right now. Because I really do think it was 2 years. 2 years. Yeah, it was definitely 23. Yeah, definitely 23. It was, it was definitely 2023. All right. I'm sorry. I'm really off on major tangents here already, but that's how we do on Operation Status Quo, because if you're new here, just to let you in on the secret, we don't take life seriously here. We realize the big picture, that life is a projection, basically reflections back to us. It's all energy, frequency, ebbs and flows and such. The physical manifestations around us are merely portrayals and presentations of energies within. So, when we look at life that way, we don't have to take things so seriously and get so heavy about everything that's going on in our world today, right? Because it's a crazy world out there, and everybody's really hepped up and, pretty dug in on certain views and all that. And I think it's time for all of us to let all that go, because the more we let go of the attachment to what we think should be, or views or beliefs or any of that type of stuff, it really opens us up to see how much more is around us, right? I mean, that's pretty much the gist of what we do here on Operation Status Quo. But of course, we do talk about topics, kind of. It's the live stream of consciousness, but we do talk about basically observations in life, right? That's what we do here. We just observe life, and we see how we're going to create our life to live our best self. So today is the 17th of March in the good year 2025, and today's program is entitled, ladies and gentlemen, Analytics Overload. Analytics Overload. Analytics Overload. Oh, hi. Because our world really has become so robotic in a way with these analytics, if you think about it. I remember some years ago when they first started with the sports, and they were just doing things, especially like in baseball. I remember they were doing a lot of different things where they were, kind of going out of the normal jive of what you would do in the game, because the analytics say, take this guy out in this inning, or put this guy in this inning, and put this handed batter here and that handed batter. They use, instead of like going with the passion and feeling from the heart, right? Analytics, like really, analytics is the antithesis of, or the opposite. I should, either way. It's like I'm crazy. My brain goes so fast, I don't even know what words I'm saying sometimes. It's really like the opposite of what. Analytics is the opposite of what our heart space is, right? Because you're kind of trying to qualify and quantify things that are going to happen based on percentages, but I think it's bigger than that, of course. So anyway, I kind of thought about it for for a few reasons. A good example is, like, I have a friend of mine that works like kind of a customer service job, and he'll be dealing with these people on the phone and take care of all this stuff, and then like a week or two later he'll get a report from like a manager that they saw a transcript of a call or something, and he didn't say something quite right, and they have to reprimand. And again, I'm bringing this up because these are the type of things that are what keeps us entrapped in the world that we live in today, because we're living by this system that we live in, and the system is analytics in a sense. Everything's spreadsheets, everything is trying to say how many Big Macs is somebody going to buy on a Wednesday at 2:00, and they try to like do everything to fit into that way. And then on the other side, and just from that's the one facet of it, right? How it infiltrates into all of our daily life routines, as it were, because everything is not about a person's like your passion and your soul and your heart. It's really more about, well, even though you believe in this, the spreadsheet says that at 2:00 on a Tuesday, this is what is the best time to do whatever. It's just or this time of year or this time of that or this time of day. I'm not saying that there's not some truths to some of that, but it takes all the passion out of it. When you do things, when you do things in that way. And I realize that a lot of people then in turn will start to live their life based on analytics. Like, for example, like even everything I'm doing with social media. And for those that know, when I've talked about this before, if it wasn't for the fact that I guess for the lack of better terms, trying to be entertaining to people, I'm not really, I really don't care about social media. It was never something that really, got to me of like wanting to do it in a way of creating an image per se. I really just always want to be myself. And that's like what I do. And for better or for worse, in the way I portray myself through my social media and all the videos I do and everything else. I understand that people, I can understand like people just thinking it's like ridiculous or silly or what. But I mean, the truth is, like, I don't want to say there's no thought behind it. I mean, everything just kind of comes. That's what I'm trying to say. We focus too much on, this analytical method, which just turns us into robots, as opposed to living from our heart and letting something just be what it is. Like, I don't come on YouTube or my social media accounts and such trying to say what am I going to do to make sure this post gets X amount of likes or something. Like, I don't do it to try to make clickbait in a sense. I do it like I do it hoping that people will enjoy it and they would, click like and stuff. And then sometimes I can understand too, because, I look at it in an incorrect way. I start looking at the analytics of different things of my videos and stuff. And I'll say like, it's I do a lot of stuff and, doesn't seem to, catch as much response as I think it would in certain ways. But then again, like, I really don't know what's going on behind the scenes of what people are really thinking, what people are really seeing. It's a whole thing, especially today with social media and everything else. Anybody can go on and do whatever they want. I mean, believe me, if I was like some 22-year-old girl that was like sitting here going like this, bouncing my boobs around and go, what I'm saying? Like, that social media loves that kind of stuff. I mean, you become a gazillionaire. You speak from your heart and you do something, and it really doesn't matter. So, but I realized that I'm looking at the wrong thing. Like, and it's like I'm trying to tell people not to live their life by what they think the analytics say per se of what we should do. And this goes to everything, even like going to college or whatever job you get. We're kind of pushed into this. It's part of it, right? You're kind of pushed into this. Well, this is the program. This is what works best. Odds are, if you do this, you'll make this kind of money, right? I mean, so it's all like living like a robot as opposed to, living from your heart. Even to take it back to sports, you can't take a person's passion out of something. You know what I mean? Like you can't sit with analytics and think about how you're going to create a painting or a work of art or make a sculpture. I mean, I guess you could use some facet of that to kind of construct an idea, but at the same time, you're not going. It comes from the best creations really come from not thinking at all. That's what I say about this show. Don't you understand? That's what we're doing here on Operation Status Quo, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're cutting through the nonsense. We're just digging through it. Here we are. Here we are. All right, out of here. All right, thank you. I appreciate everybody. So yeah, but anyway, getting back to my point, if I had a point, my point basically is that our world has become so cookie cutter in that sense of everything, just through our work life, through our personal life, through everything. It's all about, and analytics, not just like on a spreadsheet of numbers and such either, but like on a like what you think you're supposed to do. It's all part of it. It's like, what you think you're supposed to do in situations as opposed to what you really want to do and what your heart tells you to do. I know I didn't finish when I was saying about the sports, when I say you can't take the passion out of things. If a person if a pitcher is having like an unbelievable game, like the best game of his life, and then they'll sit there and say, well, it's the eighth inning. He's already pitched X amount of pitches. It's time. He's the left-hander's coming up. It's time to bring in another pitcher. And then like this guy's like pitching like a no-hitter or something. Some great game or whatever. And then they bring the other guy in, and boom, it changes the whole dynamic. It changes the feel. Analytics can't be used to create like truth in a sense, right? I mean, analytics is just a observation of events that happen, but like how can you quantify, qualify, whatever the events of what passion creates? Because that is beyond a construction. You know what I'm saying? It's you don't construct that to happen. It does happen. You can review it and observe it, the circumstances around it afterwards, but you're not going to necessarily recreate it by trying to put back those same pieces as it was. Every situation's different. Every person's different. Every energy at every time is different, right? So it's like, it's just interesting because I just see, how much people focus on, just everything in our world has become, analytics and programming as opposed to passion. And here on Operation Status Quo, we don't go down the road of living without passion. Passion is the point. It's the whole point of everything we do. It's about, living true to yourself. It's about asking questions about who you even are and what you really want. It's about observing what you're being told, what you're being fed, and, why am I even giving into it or letting it play on me, right? So just, stuff to think about out there on, that's what we do here on Operation Status Quo. What was I going to say? I was going to say something else about this. I did make a couple, because I wrote just a couple things, but I was just talking about the social media stuff and saying it's not about, it's really, and again, going back to the passion, it's really not just the passion, but the intention behind what you do. Like, I think we look for validation sometimes in the wrong spaces in everything. Like, just to say, in relationships, right? We'll think that if we have a partner and we do X, Y, and Z, now there's an expectation that the partner is going to do, A, B, and C because we did X, Y, and Z. Now it's their turn to do A, B, and C. And, we place all these expectations on situations where like in that relationship, whether it be a romantic relationship, a business relationship, whatever it is, but, we're putting parameters thinking that, if I go in and I, do this, that means this person's going to do that. But really, you should just be doing like you, right? From like, it shouldn't even be like I'm doing this, because it'll make this person do this, which will satisfy me and make me feel like I did the right thing, right? Justify my way of thinking, my belief system. It should be the opposite in a sense. It should be living, just living true to your intention, having the proper intention, living true to your belief. I don't even want to use the word beliefs because, again, beliefs are limiting, but I'm saying, you stay in line with your focus, your purpose, and the world around you creates back what you need to support what you're doing. If you're doing things to try to get people to do things, right? Then you're not really doing things for the purpose of doing. You're doing things it's really, even whether you know it or not, subconsciously or not, it's a manipulation in a sense, right? Because we're always thinking of what we're going to do and how's it going to react, with other people, instead of, if we all just do, just like I do this show. Here's my damn applause. Hold on, I'm sorry. If we just do like we do this show, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Woo! There's my audience. How you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, it's been a while since you stopped by. Where's your sister? Oh, there she is. There's her sister. What the hell's the matter with me? I'm sorry. Let me get out of here. That was very rude. I just really wanted to use my pig sound effect today. That's all it really comes down to. So, has nothing to do with anybody's looks. All right. So, but again, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to, do, and we don't think from the perspective of outside. And again, remember, we are each individually constructed based on how we were raised, our environment, the language we speak, the country we live in, right? I mean, it's like there's so many levels it goes beyond. And it's funny that how over time the world has, created itself into this space of just like analytics, not just the analytics themselves, but our world's all, corporate world. You see how it is. Everybody's just worried about a spreadsheet. It doesn't matter what you do or what gets done. They're just worried about what the spreadsheet says. Just like I was talking in the beginning about, my friend with the calls. He's taking the calls. He's taking care of the customers. He handles all this situation. He mitigates a number of problems. And then they find something later on some piece of paper or whatever, and they got to come back and say something. It's like, if it was so important, if it was something so egregious, why did you not speak to me like 2 weeks ago when it happened? It's like, I was like, I left my job as a piano mover so I can, oh no, hold on. I had to leave my job as a piano mover because I wasn't too good at it. All right. That's basically what we got. I don't know. You know what I'm saying, people? It's like analytics overload. And everybody is just like so entrenched into the technology and everything. I'm not against the technology. Everything should be used in the way. It's just, everything that's going on, it's just another symptom, of everything. And everybody wants to fight and get their back, blah, blah, blah. But nobody stops and just says, how do we do this? How do we live true and stop, fighting over all this stuff that is enslavement anyway, right? Just stop arguing over it and put it to rest and focus on you. Stop watching the news and listening to all the bullshit that they're selling you, everything with the politics. I mean, it's over the top what they're doing. I think, again, I'm going to go off tangent, just off topic a little, but just to say, especially with all that stuff that we're seeing news, geopolitically, news-wise, worldwide, you can't make stuff up any more than this, in the sense of, it's like all over the place. Policy changes here, this policy that day, that policy, this one's going to war this day, telling all their citizens in Europe stock up on food, and I think it has, and I've said this before, it has to be like so out of control and crazy to get people to wake up and pay attention and say, well, crap, like, what's going on here is so insane. These people don't know what they're doing. I can't trust them, for my my safety in this life at all. So you have to trust yourself. I think it's a good thing. Everything that's happened in our world today, as chaotic as it seems, is really a good thing, because it's putting people in a position to focus on themselves and to look at how they can make a difference in their space, through their space, as opposed to looking out there. Again, everybody's just pacified with stuff, whether it's fast food, video games, Netflix, no criticism. I mean, kind of, but not. I mean, I don't want to criticize. I mean, fast food shit, we all know it's bad. Why are we even taking the time to process it, create it, and make it? You know what I mean? Like, it's a treat. We're going to have McDonald's today. And if you do it as a treat once a week, what kind of treat is it? It's like, it's all, bioengineered crap food, and they're destroying the environment to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's just out of whack. And then they worry about what the spreadsheet says of how many Big Macs they sold that day. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about here today. It's analytics overload. It takes away our passion. Are we living with passion? We don't need analytics. The analytics are just really, you don't even need it. If you're living with passion, then everything's going to do. You don't need the analytics to figure out, what's going to happen. So I don't know. That's how I see it. Was there anything else here I wanted to say? Oh yeah, I do want to mention Hold on here. Let's see. I did want to mention though. Speaking of the analytics, just to do a toast to Drost update for those who follow along and know that we talk about Mark Drost sometimes. He is still doing well in Amsterdam, from what I understand. God bless you, Mark. But I will note, I did notice when I did those shows, Toast to Drost, and it's funny because Mark criticized me and said, I have no viewers and nobody likes to listen to me and boo boo boo. But when I go into again back to the analytics, when I go on YouTube and look at the analytics, the videos that I've done about him have the least amount of watch time. My other videos have double the watch time. So Mark, I'm trying to help you out, and talk about you and support you, buddy. And you're bringing me down. Hey-o. I'm going to have to find somebody of more value to pick on because, Mark, you're not doing it, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I thought it would be more interesting to chastise you in certain regard, but apparently not. It's actually bringing my viewership down. And I won't bring my viewers down. Let's stay alert, people. I was a little behind. Anyway, oh my God. I gotta maybe not talk. My view time will probably, that's why I wait till the end of the show. At least if I start with Drost, people might tune out. If I end with Drost, if people made it this far, then they just catch it at the end. All right. So that's what I got for you here today. Analytics overload. Remember, we're living with passion. We're not worrying about analytics. We're not robots. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, as you very well know, I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. God bless you. If you haven't done so far, if you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. Before I leave, just quickly, I was going to mention the new website should be coming this week. Well, it's the same website, pete.palma.com, but it's got a new look, a new feel, a new vibe. That's right. And that should be coming this week. And I'm playing a gig out at a local place here, guitar, this Friday. So if you're going to be in the area, in the Tampa area, reach out to me, let me know, and I'll tell you where I am, and you can come see me. But you'll probably find it. I'll be posting it on my social media anyway, if you really give two bleeps. All right, until next time, Operation Status Quo disengaged.